All right, we are back at the retaining wall job, as you can see. And my job this morning, I'm gonna try to do is get these caps glued on here and get these done. And then Dad's on his way. We're gonna fix the irrigation. I think we got one line to tie into here and stick the heads on, and then there's one more up top down there in that corner. I'm just gonna kind of dig out a little ditch in the clean rock. I think it's got two heads, one halfway down and one right here in the wall to put back on. I think we got to put a head on that one right there. And then I think we're also going to, we'll get that fixed. We're going to try to get the clean rock back behind all these caps, and then we're actually going to try to kind of clean a little bit or level some of this off. But we're going to put some edging across here, and this whole area around this dumpster is not just going to be creek rock, or they won't have to get in here and kind of do any mowing or anything like that. But for starters, I'm just going to set all the caps on here. This is going to be pretty easy. I'm just going to lay them on there straight. I have to cut one down there at the end, and then I can kind of show you guys what I do on the curves. Basically, I'll get them everything placed where I want, and then I'll kind of show you. I'll just set every other one, and then I'll set the one on top, and then mark the two on the bottom, and I'll cut them to make this curve around there. But for right now, we'll just get them all thrown out, and I can kind of work on this whole end right here, get it leveled or straight and stuff where I want it like it, and I can go ahead and glue those, and then I won't have to cut any until I get to this curve. So let's start throwing some caps out. This is what I was talking about when I said kind of stagger them. I got everything set up. The straight line here is all put down and glued. And then I just kind of stack every other one. And I don't know if you can probably see it, but there's a red mark right along here. I'll stand this block up, and I'll actually cut the edges of this one right here. So I've got them kind of lined out and made my arc or my curve. And then they just kind of go back straight here until I get down to the end. I'm gonna have to kind of cut and move a little bit of those. But I started doing this a few years back. Instead of having to set one and then take a tape measure and measure the corner and mark it, I've just kind of get this bottom row exactly where I want it, and then like I said, I can just cut those bottom ones and then drop the full ones in between there, and it kind of makes a nice seamless little arc or curve. So that's, I don't know, kind of my own little, I'm sure there's a lot of other ways that's maybe easier or more accurate, but that's kind of how I usually put like an inch, I don't know, in between 1.5 to 2 inch lip on these caps, just to kind of accent the top of it a little bit better. It kind of varies between 1 inch to 2, but the fronts of these blocks, the way they're busted out and stuff, I mean, like that one's notched in, so it'll be more there, but at least it just kind of seems to me anyway accents the cap a little bit better. But now I'll just go through and flip those ones on the top and stand them up, start cutting down there, and I'll kind of cut and glue them in as I go, and then just have to do my step down at that end. But that's kind of my little technique here. Well, before it gets completely dark, here is the finished wall. So this is what we ended up doing back here, was just weed garden, creek rock, and all this. We got the wall set out. I think it's 12 to 14 inches out from the sidewalk, and then Dad's got the concrete poured. He just did some fern coats because they don't make a fitting to go from the ends of those whatever they are, 6-inch square downspouts to PVC. And then we switched over to dirt, seed, and straw here. We're now having these downspouts buried and then kicking out, and then the drain and all the clean rock behind here. It shouldn't have any issues with this wall deteriorating. It's quite exciting trying to blow a straw out here with all the traffic and everything else. So yeah, I think it came out pretty nice. We got the sprinkler put back in. Those are the heads for the spray heads go on those. Devin's kind of getting what we can with the straw somewhat picked up. We'll get some water on it here in a minute, but this is how it kind of turned out from what it was. So hopefully we threw some rye in there, so hopefully we'll have some grass pop up here pretty quick. Kind of help hold the dirt in there in, but yeah, I finally remembered to take a little end of the day video and try to get a picture of the wall when it's all finished up.